I had an idea for us to be called Swine Flu.
I know, and then you were gonna give out bacon during your
I think
Hey guys, Gina with Sidewalk Talk. This is one half of Pixel Terror, Bentley.
Hello. What up, Sidewalk Talk?
Yeah. So you grew up in LA?
I grew up in Texas.
You grew up in Texas?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We're in Texas.
I grew up near Houston.
How would your family and friends describe you growing up?
Very creative. I was always the first to be picked in class to like come up with some sort of like creative project, if it was like drawing or like something like that. Like everyone wanted to be on my team.
Really?
For like those bonus points, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But it was like, I mean, it was like
bonus.
It was pretty suburban, you know, just white ass kid lifestyle, I guess.
What's the white ass kid lifestyle?
I don't know. I mean, like I played piano, I played guitar,
Mm-hmm.
I was on football team, I was also acting. I did acting.
Oh, so you did sports as well as
Yeah, well I went to a small school, so it wasn't like quite like there's the jocks and then there's like everyone kind of did everything, which was kind of nice.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That was not my school. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of where I got ADD from. Just like wanting to do everything and like being able to almost.
Yeah.
Me and my friends were definitely like the goons, but I mean,
How would
I don't
your
know.
family describe you?
I mean, I guess I always was very sort of like disciplined with whatever I was choosing to do at the time. Like, it was just like very like honed in and focused, and like if I liked doing something, you know, whether it was like video games or like I said, like drawing or, you know, even guitar, like I would just be addicted to that for like weeks and weeks and weeks, you know.
So where do you get your creative side from? What do your parents do? Who introduced you to guitar and piano?
Someone following us. Everyone wanted to play guitar, and everyone wanted to.
So no one really, like your parents weren't the people that.
No,
like,
not
you
really.
have to play this
no,
instrument.
I mean, yeah, no.
So you chose to?
Not really. It was kind of like. I mean, well, we did have to, my parents made us do piano lessons and shit, but
Did you like it at the time? Or were you kind of like, it's kind of a chore?
It was kind of a chore, yeah. and I don't know, I learned guitar with like tabs and stuff. So, you know, at the time I was more of just like, oh, I want to learn how to play this song, like Coheed and Cambria, shout out. I played all their songs.
Oh, because you were really into
and all that shit.
into emo, screamo stuff.
Yeah.
Metal and screamo.
I feel like a lot of people were like if you weren't like super into hip hop, which like everybody listened to Chingy and shit, you know what I mean, like and Eminem and all that stuff. But I'd go to a lot of rock shows, and then, you know, I didn't really kind of start getting. I listened to a lot of Daft Punk, and I'm sure everybody fucking says that, but I listened very avidly to Daft Punk, Gorillaz. I knew like all the lyrics of the Gorillaz albums.
All the lyrics to the Gorillaz albums.
Yeah.
I think I only know that. Feel
Finally, good. Someone let me out of my cage. Now cough at me is nothing because you
can't
count
know that
no
feel
age.
Good song.
Yeah, that one's that's a good one. And then Eiffel 65. I listened to listened to that whole album
Mm-hmm.
and would like play with my Dragon Ball Z action figures, just blasting that all day.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh wow, okay. Sorry, you just said Dragon Ball Z and I got excited.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed the.
The One Punch Man?
Oh, is that what that was?
Do you watch One Punch Man?
No, I like have watched an episode and I keep hearing about how good it is, but
How do you watch an episode and not continue? That's just
because
I don't
my life
understand.
is making music now.
Oh yeah.
But I do need to like, I don't know, I feel like the last like 5 years we've put in a lot of just like, I guess the project is 3 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
But we started, Ahrya and I started making music together like four maybe almost 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have been pretty relentless about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you do that enough, you know, a lot of people talk about just like 5-year plans, and like I feel like we're getting close to that point, you know, where once you hit like a bridge and you start touring and you can take time off to like do your thing. We're just in kind of like grind mode, and then hopefully someday I'm gonna be able to catch up on all my animes. Is what I'm getting at, basically. Look at that.
What age did you were a talent booker? That's how you found, what do you call that? Like a promoter?
Well,
when
yeah,
you found Ahrya.
Some people would call it a promoter.
When did
but yeah,
you
no,
start that?
Well, so this actually right here is
What?
my company called Revolt.
Revolt.
And so
you started it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we after college, I was like I got into dance music kind of like while in college, like really that was like when Benny Benassi was like popping off and
Mm-hmm.
Justice and all that stuff. And I'd been like, you know, I'd been like using GarageBand and messing around with stuff, and not really like, it wasn't until college that I was DJing in college, so I started getting booked in Hollywood to like DJ shows.
Mm-hmm. When did you move to LA?
To go to UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I came out here to go to college, UCLA.
What'd you
dropped
study?
out after 2 years. I was
What
in the
were you studying?
I was in the acting program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you cry on the spot?
I have been able to in the past, but
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say do it.
I just wasn't as passionate about acting as I was music, but I kind of didn't really know, like I didn't take myself seriously as like as someone who played an instrument at the time. So I started DJing naturally, like fucking everyone does, every half talent moron. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, it starts somewhere, and so I actually started playing like a lot of big shows in college. Started getting booked in Hollywood, and
Were your parents supportive of that decision? To
uh,
drop out of school?
not really. Well, not really, but
What'd they say when you said you were dropping out after 2 years?
well, out-of-state tuition at UCLA was gnarly, so my parents were kind of like, fucking great. Like we don't have to help with that anymore.
Oh, okay.
They were like, yeah, you know, like get your residency in California. You can go back whenever, just, you know, just work and pay your bills and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was DJing, and I kind of was just like, yo, none of these DJs are really doing that much cool stuff. They're just playing like in Hollywood and Vegas. And so, you know, I was like, I kind of made the decision, like, you know, I really want to take this seriously. Started producing myself. I just produced as Bentley Montes at the time.
And you
then-
were still using GarageBand, or that's when you
No,
switched
no,
over to
I wasn't.
Ableton?
No, I started using Ableton in college, but I didn't. You know, I mean, even the resources and the knowledge that was out there at the time were just like nothing like how it is now. Like you really can put in the time and like become a fucking killer producer in like a couple of years with all of the info that's on YouTube and shit now.
Right.
It's insane. So yeah, I was producing, and then I started this event company because we wanted to throw our own like bass music shows.
How old are you?
How old was I?
When you started Revolt.
I think it was 24.
Oh.
And Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
Started Revolt at 24?
yeah, I want to say around there. 20. I mean, we had it going for. It was going for like, I think 2 or 3 years. I kind of like, just. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it had to be like 3 years because we started Pixel Terror, and a lot of people started just like, you know, supporting it, and I gradually just like got less enthusiastic about the shows that we were throwing, and you know, I don't know, there were some political things that were happening with some of the you know, co-owners of the company and whatnot, and the vision wasn't exactly the same as it was when we started, so it kind of just dissipated.
How long were you searching for you to find Ahrya?
I don't know. I'm pretty good at like finding new artists, and like, you know, I just go through other artists' likes and like, you know, just kind of sift through what I knew was good, and you know, he had like 200 followers at the time, and I just heard some of his big room music and was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then so I booked him for one of our shows, and he didn't bring anybody to the show. I'm sure, I don't know if he told you that, but
No, he didn't. He didn't mention that.
yeah, he didn't bring anybody. I was kind of like, dude, like, you're supposed to bring like a few friends. That's the whole point. But
Did he tell you why he didn't?
he was just like, I don't have any friends. No.
Oh.
I'm just playing. But I think at the time, like, because when I met Ahrya, you know, I was like 24, so I think he was like 18. I was like, well, you know what, it's cool. I like your music, and I've been like trying to like get into some new studios and like work on this and that, and then the first song we made was a remix for Jackal's Animal Style. Shout out Jackal, it's good, bro. And I had like just kind of met him around the scene once in a while, and we kind of sort of interacted on social media, and so we just made a video. This was like, I don't know, only a few years into Instagram and shit at the time. Mm-hmm. So we just tagged him. I don't even think it was before Instagram stories. I think we just put a post up and tagged him of like the remix we made, and he was like, yo, that's fucking dope, mate, send it to me. And we were like, oh shit, okay, cool. So we sent it to him, and then they ended up getting on Mad Decent. And from there, we were kind of like, well, that was fucking dope, so let's keep making some stuff. And then we made probably, I want to say 5 or 6 more tunes. We did a remix of actually Getter and Ghastly's 666, and I had met Ghastly through the scene as well. Mm-hmm. And so he started playing out that remix at a lot of shows, and I don't know, I guess just kind of like it meshed. I don't know. I don't hear too many, to be honest. I don't hear too many crazy duo stories, but I'm always kind of curious because. Do
they understand EDM?
I mean, they do now. Now that I've.
What do they say when they hear your stuff?
Well, we're kind of like, for a while we were making only just crazy heavy shit, and now we're making, you know, we're trying to make some stuff that's a little more appealable to, you know, mass audience, or at least stuff that like I can show my grandma and she'd be like, oh yeah, I can listen to this, yeah. My parents are like, yeah, go get them, just good luck or whatever, you know. I pay my bills.
Good.
And now it's actually like, yeah, of course. Now they're supportive after years of struggle and strife, you know.
Do you face any struggles within the music industry?
Aside from constant personal doubt and self-hate and anguish, no, I mean, I feel like every artist like always kind of is battling between some degree of what they think they should or could be doing, and what they know their audience wants, or what they know will like give them a paycheck. So it's always kind of like finding a balance.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, I feel like for me I've gotten to the point where it's kind of like all about the flow. I mean, we know what works, and we can do that well. And you know, I feel like there's definitely things that we could be doing that would shortcut us to maybe more festivals or this or that, but I feel like we've done a good job at maintaining our integrity, and also like experimenting and like trying new things. Like our fans are always like very open to us kind of dropping whatever, you know, like we've done like mid-tempo, we've done future bass. When we went into the project, we were like, you know, it was also like right when Slushy was blowing up, and you know, all these cotton candy cupcake artists,
cotton candy,
marshmallow, and you know, like whatever, everyone has a food brand or whatever it is. Well, so we were like, how do we want to like stand out in the climate? And you know, we've seen these brands work, like even Jaws like has become like something because of the Shark Squad, but we didn't want it to be like just another fucking animal brand or whatever. And so like I use some of my like art skills, and I had never really even done anything like digitally. Like I've only just done drawings and stuff, but I've done like I do know like graphic design, Illustrator and stuff. So I just made these little like Mega Man style versions of us, because I was like, whoa, I don't know if he told you, but I had an idea for us to be called Swine Flu.
I know, and then you were gonna give out bacon during your
I think that was a joke that I made. I wasn't really, I mean, actually, you know what? Nobody would be mad if I gave out bacon at a fucking show.
No, I was gonna say you should have kept that. And
but like, come on, what are we gonna do? Like,
I would have gone
cook it in the green room? Like, how are we gonna do that? You know,
that's true.
Like, we're gonna just bring already fried bacon that's cold? I don't know. To be honest, we didn't put that much thought into it, but
it was a good idea. It would be the best smelling show.
You're the first person to ever say it was a good idea. We were like, okay, well, what's authentic, you know, what's authentic to us? What do we want? Like, at the time, we weren't on Monstercat, but we were like, yo, we definitely, it was definitely a personal goal of both of ours. Like, yo, it'd be an EDM dream to get on Monstercat.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to be a ripoff of Pegboard Nerds, but we kind of wanted the same sort of like nostalgic video game feel. Like everything that we tended to make went in that direction. So I don't know, it kind of just evolved on its own, and we were like, let's just put ourselves into it. And then when we started working with other artists, someone was like, that's dope, but I want to be one of those little cartoons. So I ended up making one of them. It used to take a lot more time too. Like now I can knock it out in like an hour and a half. But it became kind of like our little cult following thing. Like any producers that wanted to collab with us or that we remix.
That's awesome.
We do, like,
I love that.
And then just kind of like started creating like our own little world. And you know, I feel like a lot of people know us for that now. And we're now figuring out like, okay, how can we make this like even bigger? Like, how can we scale this up? What do we want our like live shows to be like, and how do we make it cool and memorable without being cheesy or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what we're figuring out now.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Like personally or musically or what?
I guess you could do both. You could do personally. Okay, so personally, what do you want to be remembered for?
Well, I guess for me, you know, I don't know. I want to be remembered for always keeping it real and being myself, and not like you know, not taking, like I said, not taking shortcuts or whatever, you know. I feel like I've always, you know, kind of just done my own thing and put like what I've learned individually and creatively into what I'm doing, whatever it be in terms of art. Is kind of like always how I've seen it. And I think a lot of people would testify to that. And I guess musically, I don't know, I still feel like I'm always evolving and learning more musically. I personally definitely want to get back more into some live instrument type of stuff.
Like piano and guitar, or something outside of that?
Definitely guitar. And possibly drums, and maybe, I don't know, I mean,
ooh, drums.
Taking it to the next level, you know. My current roommate used to go by 2 Owls, and he's kind of shifted lanes and like really inspired me to like get back in touch with live instrumentation and like actually touching and feeling things and like doing things musically in the moment.
Okay.
Because producing on a computer is like, you definitely get into a zone, but it's inspired me to like get back into really feeling it. Oh, Millennium, hey, look at that.
Oh.
Bam!
I wonder who put that on.
That's sick. Certainly goals, but I don't define myself or like my career by, you know, like yeah, it'd be awesome to get a Grammy one day, or, you know, play this or that, but I kind of define it as like in terms of my own achievements and my own breakthroughs, you know.
This is one half of Pixel Terror, Bentley.
The Terror.
The Terror. Should I move to LA for Icon Collective, or take a gap year and learn on my own?
I'll go with your gut on that, to be honest. We'll just need like the discipline of like being in class and like having deadlines and working with people, which is fine. I think everyone should do that, and Icon also creates a really strong community of people that, you know, like will help each other out for, you know, for years to come. But I also know some people who aren't doing shit after Icon, so it's really dependent on you and what kind of vision you have for yourself as an artist. Personally, I didn't go to Icon, so I would have to go for learning on your own, but that also comes down to being able to set your own deadlines and having your own goals and actually doing them, you know.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Damn. I have to say Rocky Road.
What are the cons of being in a duo?
The cons are obviously disagreeing on kind of like, you know, with music, it's very hard because things are very objective with music. Like, you could, like, somebody could think something is complete trash, but to 10,000 people it's dope, you know what I'm saying? So it's really tough, especially because we come from different backgrounds. Like, I definitely grew up on more rock and screamo and that kind of stuff, and Ahrya grew up more on like R&B and hip-hop, and which is also a con because we have like different influences, and then it's really just kind of like defining and communicating together, like figuring out what's objectively good about something, and then, like, you know, weighing out the bad, or something that's like maybe not as timeless. Like, we always try to make quality, try to make everything quality and you know, timeless.
Yeah. Okay, last question. What's your dream collab?
I'd probably say DJ Snake or Diplo.
Ooh, those are good.
Just because they've sort of they've sort of gone above and beyond EDM on in their own respects. But I'd also say if I'm going really crazy, I'd say Muse. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is Bentley. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
All right. Bye,
Sweet.
guys.
Let's go eat.